want? What you want? Come on. What you want? What you want?
What's going on, everybody? This is Feral Black bringing you another review. This time is of the KA2 or Kick Ass 2 figure Hit Girl. As you see, it says KA2, which stands for Kick Ass. This figure comes in a clamshell packaging or whatever. It's a decent package. I mean, I'm not a mental card collector, so I really don't care what the package looks like. So it's going in the garbage anyway. On the back shows the other figures. Short little bio about Kick Ass. Go see the movie. The first one, go watch it on DVD or some Netflix or something. Or, you know. But for the most part, that's it. Package is pretty plain, so we're not going to get into that too much. Let's get this figure open and see what it's all about. That's the figure out of the packaging. It's still in its tray, and I did that just to, you know, show off the accessories. She comes with a staff, double-bladed, 2 pistols, 2 pistol holding hands, as well as 6 throwing knives. So there's a single twisty tie holding her in, and when you open it, like I mentioned in the Kick-Ass review, you're going to be hit in the face with a overwhelming smell of paint. Once you get the figures out, it's not going to be that bad. You'll be okay. But so let's get her out of her little prison and see what's going on with her. And here's a comparison shot, you know, just for the size. You know, Hit Girl's a little older in this movie, so she's a little taller than she was. So she's closer to Kick Ass's height. So just thought that'd be interesting. I know you guys might want to see them together. So the sculpt on her, it's a pretty good sculpt. The sculpt that they show you on the package is there. Sometimes the paint really screws up what's actually going on with the sculpt. And that's not, I mean, I'm not trying to dig too deep into it before I get into the actual figure, but the sculpt, I don't know. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a second. Let's just go ahead and do the figure's articulation and everything first. Now, articulation-wise, her head moves up to about there. So it's really not much of a move. But where her face is positioned at, you know, where they carved her, or should I say carved, I should say sculpted. Where they sculpted her face at when you move the head up, you will be able to see her actually looking up. So, but it's only slight. She can look down a lot further than she can up. As far as her, as you know, is her cape, soft goods. It's made out of some type of purplish, silky-like material on the inside and some black felt-type material on the outside, which is held together by a clasp. I don't know if you guys can see that. Was a clasp right there holding the cape together. So you can't take it off. Now the articulation for her arms. Now she has shoulder pads. These do not restrict her movement that much because they're attached to the actual body and not the actual shoulder. So you can move the arm outward. It's not going to stop you from doing that. And you can move it up. And you can move it up to about right there. So, I mean, you can get her arms up pretty decent. You shouldn't have to worry about these coming off that much. As far as her ab crunch, it doesn't really work that well. She can't go back or forth that much, but you can turn her up to a degree, to about right there. It's about as much turn you're going to get out of her, and I think that's due to the fact of her being shaped, like a girl, slimmer here, a little wider there. So this piece here is slimmer than the actual bottom piece, so you can't actually turn it the way that you probably would want. She has a single hinged elbow. It also swivels at the elbow. Wrists are on a ball peg, and they're removable. The hands are, rather. So, now her legs are on ball joints. And they're not the type of ball joints like a single ball joint. Her legs are actually sculpted, and the top look like they're ball joint like. So you're able to move her legs upward. And with mine, if you notice, if I move one leg up, the other one wants to go up as well. Pretty tight. It's a pretty tight joint, rather. But you can move the leg upward to about there. You can also move it outward. You can get her to almost do a full split. Almost. She has double jointed knees. They're not like kick asses. They're just a standard double jointed knee. So, and you're going to have a ball peg on the feet for the ankle. I don't recommend for you to be snatching down on this thing because they are ball pegs. You might snap it. Her paint for the most part is nice. They kind of screwed up on my belt here. I don't know if you can pick it up, but they kind of screwed up right there. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. As far as accessories goes, she comes with the staff. Now this is a pretty soft staff. It's not that it's gonna prick you or hurt you, but I still would recommend that you be careful with it. It comes apart into 2 pieces, so you can put each single piece in her hand, or you can put it together and make a staff out of it, which I will be showing in pics. I won't be doing it here, but in pics I will be putting the staff in her hand. You can remove her hand by the wrist peg. You pull it out. Now, don't be alarmed that this piece is still into the hand, because that's how it detaches. And you're gonna put a different hand on. These are the gun holding hands. So she comes with 2 pistols, and you know how that goes. She just managed to find a way to put them in, put her finger inside the trigger hole, and voila, gun holding hand. And don't laugh at my poses, because I'm not posing. I'm just showing you guys, it works. It can be done. Now with these knives, I don't really know what hand you should be using for the knives, because both of the openings are pretty big. But what I do know is that the knives fit into the pouch, what the pouch is on the side of her legs. So you just stick a knife inside of the pouch like so, and it's a pretty tight fit, so they're not going to fall out. You don't have to worry about that at all. You'll be pretty good on that. And once you get them in there, just focus in. That's pretty much how they'll look. Doesn't hinder the articulation, so you can still do what it is you need to do with her, and it should still be fun for you. Now, what I was talking about with the sculpt, see, it looks like the actor or the actress, but like the nostrils, look how big those nostrils are. I mean, it's and the eyes, they're too cartoonish. If you look at the actual packaging versus what you get, you can see where they changed it up a little bit. And NECA's doing pretty good, in my opinion, as far as bringing out action figures. I like the fact that their movie line are articulated for the most part, and they feel like real action figures. But it seems as if they care more about certain properties than the other properties. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. But would I recommend this figure? Of course. If you're into Kick Ass at all, yeah, I definitely would get these figures if I were you. But if you don't want to get them, I don't really care either. It's up to you. It's your opinion. It's your money. Do what you like. You can order these at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll post a link in the description. Click it and go over there and get your set. I like them a lot, and this is a great purchase for me. So, with that being said, this is Pharaoh Black, and as always, peace.